Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Annie and this is Unity Consciousness. Thank you so much for stopping by today. I'd like to welcome our new subscribers, but also say thank you to those of you returning for this week's energy update. Let's jump right in. Well, we've got some pretty mild energy this week. Not a lot going on until Thursday of this week. So we've got a new moon in the sign of Virgo, which is ruled by Mercury. And Mercury is really the star of the show this week. Mercury is also coming out of retrograde, going to be in shadow till the end of the month. However, we are going to see some forward progress. And with the new moon in Virgo being ruled by Mercury, I really do believe that Mercury is going to play a big part this week in that new moon, as well as giving us at least the beginnings of some insight. But let's stay back on that new moon. Let's talk about that a little bit. New moons ask us to set an intention. It's most effective between that and the next lunation a couple of weeks later. However, it's an opportunity for us to set an intention that we're going to work on over the course of the next 6 months until the full moon in Virgo 6 months from now in the winter here in the Northern Hemisphere. Needless to say, it's a good time to set an intention that aligns with Virgo energy. So let's talk a little bit about that Virgo energy. It talks about discernment, daily details. It's on the health axis, so it could be your habits relative to your health and remaining healthy. Five-dimensional Virgo is discernment and mastery. It's details, like I said, in habits. If it's more of a three-dimensional, it is being stifled by the details and getting lost in the details and spinning on details that are irrelevant. So be mindful of that. We want our new intention to reflect five-dimensional Virgo energy. So you'll want to set an intention at the time of the new moon. Now, what's really cool about this, at the time of this new moon, there's going to be an Earth trine. So Uranus, which is in the sign of Taurus, is going to be trine this new moon. I really do like this energy. So incorporate into your intention some Uranian themes of sovereignty and freedom and truth. And Uranus is higher mind, so great insight that just comes out of the blue, especially because Mercury is stationing to go to direct the very next day, which is lower mind. We can really make some progress here relative to insight. And like I said, just coming out of the blue with some direction. And it may feel like it's coming out of nowhere. Like I didn't even see that coming. That's also a Uranian theme, that's for sure. We do need to discuss that this new moon is opposite Neptune, and Neptune is retrograde. Whenever you've got an opposition to Neptune, it leaves some fogginess or lack of clarity, perhaps. There's ambiguity relative to the situation. And again, this is the health axis. You've got Neptune is in Pisces, and that Virgo Piscean, that's a health axis, so be mindful of that. And with Neptune going retrograde, you may not have all the details on something, so just be aware of that. There could be some uncertainty that's going to take a little bit of time for it to completely play out. Now, Venus has been going direct for the last week. She came out of shadow. She's certainly not up to speed and won't be up to speed and completely out of shadow till I believe it's the 7th of October. However, Venus going direct is going to make that square with Jupiter, the third and final hit square to Jupiter, and that will perfect on Saturday. However, at the time of this new moon, that energy is getting back to being tension related to finance, and Jupiter's expanding it. We'll talk more about that in a minute. But that's the new moon energy in Virgo on Thursday. Then on Friday, we've got Mercury is going to go direct in the sign of Virgo. And like I mentioned, Mercury is the ruler of Virgo, really likes it here. I can't really say for myself that this was a heavy Mercury retrograde where my communications were wonky and or car issues, directional travel, delays, that type thing. That really wasn't prominent for me and for others, clients and such. I haven't really heard a lot about that, but I think we need to get back to what this Mercury retrograde season in the sign of Virgo, what we were asked to reflect upon being a retrograde. So let's talk about that. It was purposeful for, gaining an understanding of your habits and the actions and the motivation that drives you to have those habits or take that action and stay on top of something in a habitual way. We are looking at our motivation relative to those actions or that communication and making the determination of whether it's healthy mastery that got us there or are we spinning on an old paradigm. I really do believe that that was up for grabs. So as Mercury is stationing to go direct, we're going to start to get clarity. Again, we've got until the end of the month before Mercury is back up to speed again. So this insight might not come in as quickly as we would like, but hold tight. I do believe that we're going to have a better understanding of our motivational force behind our habits and the details of it, especially relative to whether we're being masterful or we're just spinning our wheels. We've got a full moon at the end of the month, and that would be a great time to just start dropping some themes that aren't working for you, getting rid of things that no longer align, whether that be what we evaluated during Venus retrograde or Mercury retrograde. These are both personal planets, and I'm excited to know that these personal planets are coming out of retrograde and going direct because we may not be taking outward, forward movement at the time, but that insight is coming in so that we are getting a little bit of clarity so that we can start to take steps forward, active, powerful steps forward, especially as some of these outer planets begin to go direct again. Then finally, the last piece I have for you is on Saturday. That perfection between Venus, which is in the sign of Leo, is going to perfect in square form with Jupiter. And Jupiter is in Taurus. I do believe this has a lot to do with stability, financial stability, but also because this square has happened on the 11th of June and then on the 22nd of August as part of this larger Venus retrograde cycle. I think Jupiter is going to expand something and bring it to the forefront so that you can't get away from it. And so let's go back to the Venus retrograde cycle and truly what we were evaluating at that time. So the theme there was what and who we value as an indicator of how you feel about yourself. What are you attracting and why? So as this square begins to perfect, and remember, at the time of the new moon, it's there, but it's not perfected. It perfects on Saturday. Something is going to continue to just get bigger and bigger and bigger. Evaluate it, and think about, why am I attracting this to myself? Is this really what I want to attract to myself? Is this the best use of my ability to attract something relative to, like I said, money, relationships, even the relationship you have with yourself? So expect to finalize that review. Again, Venus is going to be in shadow. She came direct a week ago, but she's going to be in shadow until the 7th of October. So little details will begin to come up. Jupiter is going to make it difficult for us to miss what we're trying to reflect upon. So I think use discernment, another Virgo theme, but certainly as you begin to feel this uneasiness, it will be time to take action soon enough. It's a good time to think about what you are attracting to yourself and recognize that what you're attracting to yourself really is a mirror, helping you to understand how the relationship that you have yourself, how you feel about yourself and what you're attracting to you. Okay? Well, that's all I have for you this week. I did pull a card, used the Chris Ann deck, the Light Seers deck. I really do love this deck. It's so pretty. But the card that jumped out, and it literally jumped out, this is an interesting card, is the World. love this card. Oh, I just love this deck. Anyway, let's see what the book has to say. The world brings one of the most positive and abundant messages in the tarot. Congratulations. Congratulations. You've come as this far. Oh my goodness, so far. A large project or period in your life is coming to a successful conclusion, and it's time to revel in the sweet afterglow of your success. If you're not quite there yet, take this card as a sign that you're on the right path. Consciously step into the world's ascension energy and welcome this beautiful shift as your inner spiritual landscape merges with your outer reality. As you reach this stage of fruition, remain focused. Don't slacken your resolve as you glimpse the magic at the end of a very long journey. Because it's time to follow through with your final steps and complete the cycle. Even in shadow, the world is a positive card that signals bliss and happy endings, with oodles of positive energy on the way. The mantra states, I accept this gift of completion, and I ascend to new levels of awareness and wholeness. I am love. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. If you liked this video, please do click the like button. If you want to know when videos are being dropped, click the subscribe button and you'll be made aware when a video is being dropped. Have any comments or suggestions, please put them in the comments section below. I love hearing from you all. And if you want to co-create with me, please do share this video with others so we can spread the good word. I hope you have a fabulous week. Namaste.